We should bring in Jeff Pegues, who is talking to people in the crowd. And Jeff, tell us what you're hearing.
He'd been white, it was a no-brainer.
Well, these two ladies who joined me here at the government center here of Hennepin County, they were here when the crowd roared. When you heard the verdict, what did you think? You're a local activist here. What did you think about the verdict?
I felt relieved. I felt relieved that he was found guilty on all 3 counts. And now I'm ready for all the rest of the police that have murdered black men and women to be found guilty on all charges of murder.
But did you have doubts that you would see this day, even though you, like the rest of the world, saw that videotape?
Yes. I didn't have doubts that he was guilty. I had doubts in terms of white supremacy, and white supremacy saying that no matter if you're white, you can get away with murder as long as it's a person that is black.
Well, what in your history has informed your opinion over the years?
All you have to do is read about the history of black people since we've been in America, since 1619, year after year after year. We have never been treated like citizens. We've always been treated like slaves. And some say that we've been treated like second-class citizens. But for the most part, citizens has not been part of the equation when it comes to black people. And in Minneapolis, as I have a long history in terms of dealing with the police in Minneapolis, and the police in Minneapolis 15 years ago jumped on my son, and now we fast forward to 2021, and you take a person like me and we say, oh, I'm relieved that they didn't kill my son, they just beat him. We shouldn't have to do that. That's not what you do to citizens. And so what we're looking for is taking it to the next level, and the next level in terms of getting our freedom. And what does freedom look like for black people? Freedom looks like our right to vote. Freedom looks like our right to assemble without being shot at.
Thank you very much for your time. The crowd is taking to the streets here, and I wanted to ask you too. You were here to hear the verdict read aloud. You heard people here in this grassy knoll area outside the government center celebrating. Are you celebrating right now too?
Well, I need to follow my black leaders, my black women leaders who say take a moment, celebrate this time, and then we got to get back in that fight. And as TT said, there's justice for everyone who's been murdered. So we need to take the celebration. It should have been obvious. We weren't sure. And the fight is just beginning.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure you want to join the crowds that have now peacefully formed in the streets here. But there you have a sampling, just a sampling of the sentiment here after this verdict. Roll up.
Jeff Pegues with those powerful interviews. Jeff, thank you. And just want to read for people that apparently at George Floyd Square, the memorial where Floyd was killed, a woman nearly collapsed in tears hearing the verdict. And when she straightened up, she said, "We matter. We matter." That, according to the New York Times, reporting that the powerful reaction not only in Minneapolis but across the country. As we show you these pictures there in Minneapolis, that sense of relief that was described, and yet a sense that there is still a lot more justice that needs to take place.